I'll never forget what my philosophy professor said to us on our first day of class. He said, "Philosophy is about unlearning everything you think you already know." From that moment, I began to slowly unravel my views on the world. For the first time, I started to question what it means to live a good life, to be happy, to live a life that is truly meaningful and fulfilling. We all ask ourselves these questions in one form or another, but I never thought about what this looked like for me and how it applied to my own life. For the first time, I felt like I was figuring out how to live life on my own terms. To me, living life on our own terms means to form our own unique perspective of the world, to let go of the narrative that's been handed down to us, and make room for new possibilities, to know that we hold the power to be the writer of our own stories and allow our lives to become the message we send to the world. I don't have it all figured out, and I don't think anyone does, but there are some questions that really reshaped my thoughts and my vision for life, and I wanted to share them with you today. What truly motivates you? For so many of us, the motivation behind our actions is money, status, good grades, other people's approval, or praise. And while I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, I've always wondered, what do these external factors mean to us, and how fulfilling is it really? In the book, The Happiness Equation, the author talks about the difference between intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. People who are extrinsically motivated will find it difficult to continue to do something because the task might not be in and of itself rewarding. But people who are intrinsically motivated will be satisfied, not from reaching a specific goal, but from the work itself. I have personally felt that the extrinsic motivations in my life can only take me so far. With YouTube, with minimalism, relationships, fitness goals, or new hobbies. So now, anytime I decide to take on a new project, connect with someone, or pursue a new path, I ask myself, what is the true motivation behind this? And is what I'm getting out of this truly worth my time and my efforts? In my recent video, I talked about how society makes us feel like we're never enough, and I realized that I unknowingly carried this mindset with me all throughout my life. I felt like I never had enough time on the weekends, never earned enough money, never enough trips, never enough cute outfits, and the list goes on. But then I realized that I wouldn't even know if I had enough because I never defined what enough means to me. From that moment, I took note of how much I spent each month, how many pieces in my closet I actually wore, how many trips were memorable to me, and how much of my free time I wasted versus spent doing the things I loved. And no surprise, it turned out that I had more than enough. When we determine what is enough for us, we can stop chasing what we lack and begin to just appreciate everything we have. It's not giving up on our goals or just settling, but it's being content and choosing gratitude. So I hope you try to pay attention to what you truly need and what you don't, what is enough for you and what you can cut out from your life. And you might also find that you already have everything you were looking for. We all have our unique strengths. My husband and I were reminded of this when we worked on renovating our house together. He is very measured and calculated, and I'm an ideas girl and tend to look at the bigger picture. Instead of focusing on our differences, we eventually learned to use our natural skills and talents to work as a team and realize that what each of us brought to the table were equally important. The point is, we're all so special, and focusing on our strengths is a way to shine light onto what makes us truly unique. This way, we won't feel like we're constantly falling short or worry about not measuring up to others, So take a moment to ask yourself, without any effort, what are you naturally drawn to? What excites you? What makes you feel alive, confident, and fulfilled? While I understand that many circumstances are far beyond my control, I also know that I can make empowering choices along the way to shape the direction towards the life that I want to live. I think this is why it's so important to take some time to envision and plan out our lives, even if it changes with time. The plan isn't to calculate every little step of the way, but it's a chance to map out our priorities and set specific milestones for ourselves, which can give us a bigger purpose, and it can guide the decisions that we make in our day-to-day. This way, we're no longer letting life happen to us, but we're letting life happen for us. This can be done in so many different ways. It can be as simple as writing a personal mission and vision statement in our journal, or creating a vision board to actually piece together your dream life. Every once in a while, I like to write down all the different areas of my life, my health, relationships, career, passions, spirituality, and visualize how all the different dimensions can come together to shape my success, happiness, and true fulfillment. For most of my life, I felt like I had to act as myself instead of just being myself, saying all the right things, wearing what's appropriate, smiling at the right times, going through life from one predictable milestone to the next. I remember feeling quite empty inside because I was just mimicking what society and everyone else expected of me instead of taking the time to figure out who I really was. The thing is, no matter how much I want to point the finger at others, I realize now that the only person who was actually holding me back from living the life that I wanted was me. I know that saying phrases like, "don't hold yourself back," is much easier said than done, because most of us have close families and friends and people in our lives that direct us down the path they believe is the best for us. But there comes a point when we have to draw a distinct line between respecting the opinion of others who love us and trusting our own voice that is telling us otherwise. Now, I try to listen to that inner voice because I feel that it's the only way to live a life that feels true to me. It has led me down some wild and unknown paths, but that's okay because I was happy to know that it was a path that I chose. So whatever you're contemplating on, I hope you don't allow others to hold you back. But most importantly, I hope that you don't hold yourself back. Remember, there is no right answer in life. So let's experiment, do the things we want, and learn the lessons as they come. I truly believe that we all have the power to start writing our own stories the way we see fit. So I hope you take advantage of what's been handed to you to create a beautiful story that is uniquely yours. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you very soon. Take care.